Hello, everyone. We had technical difficulties, but we are here. I'm Kira. That's Todd. And there's Janet. Well, hello. We are together with some wisdom and words here. And our author extraordinaire that is joining us today is Janet Zavala. Todd, would you like to introduce Janet?
I'm going to introduce Janet.
Introduce me.
Janet, everyone, is amazing. Janet Zavala is a certified coach, workshop facilitator, and best-selling author with over 35 years of experience in the corporate environment, including 15 years dedicated to coaching individuals and groups. That's pretty effing cool. She is an accomplished leader and career coach, guiding numerous staff members and clients to achieve their career aspirations. Her expertise extends to creating dynamic and personal and professional workshops, which she has delivered to hundreds of attendees, both virtually and in person. Janet has crafted original training materials, workbooks, and journals designed to enhance participant learning during and after these transformative sessions. As a 5-time best-selling author, Janet's first solo book, The Nature of Transformation, which I had the privilege of copy editing and publishing, which it is phenomenal. It is an amazing book. Along with her 4 other compilation books, has captivated readers and received critical acclaim. Janet Zavala is driven by a deep passion for empowering professional women and those in midlife. She combines her experience using proven coaching methods, results-oriented business strategies, and her own experience navigating personal and professional reinventions to guide her clients to create their own powerful transformations. Welcome, Janet. Thank you for being here.
Wow, that's a lot. That's a lot to live up to. You know, I started when I was 5 years old. So, 5 plus 35, I'm 40. Yeah.
Turning 40 this year.
That's right.
Well, thanks for having me. I always love talking to you guys. So this is going to be fun. So much fun.
Yeah. I was just looking at the bio image on the title card and I saw your glasses. I'm like, those glasses look great. I don't know if that's a new photo of you on the
It's pretty new,
title.
yeah. I have my glasses here. I can never decide if I want to wear them or not. Like, I don't know. So
I don't know if I usually see you wear glasses whenever you're on video or not. I feel like I don't see glasses typically.
No. I try to take them off. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that explains why they stood out to me when I saw them on the card. And I thought they looked fantastic. I was like, whoa, those are some nifty looking glasses.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. She pulls them off.
It does.
Yeah. So, are we ready to get into our questions?
Yeah, I think we're ready to rock and roll. I will say we do have people watching. So if you are watching, please say hi to us.
Please say hi.
To me. Hi to me. That will help to just connect the dots and hang out. Let me turn our little ticker on here. Say hi to us. Say hi.
That's so cute.
Our news ticker for feelers is say hi to us. Engage with us. Connect with us.
Connect with us. Love us.
Love it.
Yes, and I did want to take a moment and do you mind, Janet? We got a little gift from Beth Eiglarsh, who is another one of our authors, and I thought I'd open it on camera tonight. Is that okay?
Oh, I love a present. I love a box opening.
Box. See what she got. I love it. Like on TikTok, they do a lot of that stuff too. It's really fun. And I open up stuff I get, like, when I'm getting TikTok fairy presents and stuff, I'll open them up on there. Really good idea for authors, is just like put a little thing. If you're sending a book out to a signed copy of your book to people and you're making it real fancy and fun, put a little note in there that says, open this and take a video and post it on your social media, and, just share the joy. Share the joy. So let's see what oh my gosh. She is the cutest. Look at this card. It's so cute. Here and Tom, my special friends, enjoy this gift box whose purpose is to I have a hard time reading. My 4-step method. It's a process that she does. Let me know what you think. Hope you're enjoying your summer. I think of you both often. Yes. And so grateful for your friendship. Hugs, Beth. Oh my gosh. You know what? I'm going to actually save this for, I think I need to save this. I'm going to save this for another. Let me show you something, and then I'm gonna get into, I'm gonna see what if she wants.
I'm like, can I see?
Yes. This is her transformational gift box kit that goes along with her book that she wrote. This is a book of her. This is a cover based on the ARMS ARMS system for living, created by Beth Eiglash from her book Beth's Case Scenario. All right, let me do ASMR on it.
Very cool.
That is dope. I am going to ask her if she wants me to share that, because I did not know that was coming. So what an incredible gift. Thank you, Beth. I'm going to send you a note and just see what you want, how you want me to present this, if you want me to present this like this. So
very
awesome.
Cool.
Thank you. All right, let's get back to the show at hand. Our beautiful Janet Zavala. She has been in, I don't even know how many books. Oh, Beth says Beth is watching.
I told her about it.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
I didn't know what you want. Beth, comment. Tell us what you want us to do. But again, back to Janet. So you've been in a number of collaboration projects. I've had the pleasure of getting to see you and connect with you and hug you.
Yes.
At Scamania Lodge. We have many, many friends. Well, I'm losing my feed here. Sorry about that.
We've got friends in common.
My internet is acting very, very funny tonight. So if we do have to do something, we will. Okay, so I get nervous. Heavens, Todd, I don't even know if you can take over. I think
I can. She said, Beth messaged me and said she feels bad that we're opening it with another guest on. Maybe we could wait for her appearance. But
we're all family here. I don't mind sharing, but
yeah,
it's good to do it with her too, since it's from her. But
yeah.
Perfect.
Maybe we can open the box up all the way for her interview. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. It's also a I like, because she sends us little things here and there. I didn't realize it was for system, because she sends us like a mug or a candle every once in a while, and it's like, oh, that's so sweet. That's what I kind of thought it was. Sorry, Beth. Oh no, I'm getting frozen again, I think.
Poor thing.
All right.
Kira, are you on the home internet or on your hotspot?
I went on the home internet and it's just crazy. Let me see.
Well, you can always come out here with me if you want.
Okay. Sorry, guys.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'll take over and we'll just get into the questions, and then Kira can chime in if she thinks she's not going to be frozen for a moment. And then, or you can yell, and I'll just repeat what I hear from the closed door.
Well, that's funny.
She said, it's
Beth
no big
says,
deal.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Well, at any rate, let's make it about Janet.
Oh, no, it's a big deal. Oh, I'm sorry.
So Janet is an amazing coach. Janet is an amazing author, incredible writer, been in a lot of our books. And I love Janet. And I want more of Janet now. So we're going to get into some of Janet's questions that we come up with. She's been such a huge part of our community. Janet is an amazing supporter. She's always positive. She's taken steps in building her business and putting herself out there. And I just think that's such a great example. And she's been hugely supportive to, like I said, our business. She's helping me to promote my upcoming book. And I just really appreciate your infectious attitude, Janet. And I know you have a lot going on in your life right now too. And you're putting on a smile on top of all of that. So just a huge kudos just for how you show up.
Thank you. It's one moment at a time. I do the best I can. And before we went live, and I was giving Kira congratulations on the new book, and I didn't participate in it because I was like, and I have extreme FOMO because I really want to, but I'm like, okay, like I have to like do things for myself by saying no sometimes, even though I want to, because I'm at the point of where I'm topped out. So sometimes I have to say no. And that was one of the things I had to say no to. But, I still want to say yes to everything because not because I feel this need to do everything, but I just want to. I want to do so much.
I think that's so good because that's exactly, how I am. Like when I think about the authors, like you, I'm like, I want her in every book, I wanted Janet Zavala in every book, so it's hard on me too. Okay.
Oh, good. I'm glad. No, I'm glad it's hard on both of us.
So, but there is so much going on, and I think in a lot in everybody's life too, and you and I have gotten to talk here and there, little by little. It's Beth saying, "Yeah, I feel you, sister. I had FOMO with this one too." So thanks, Beth. I love that you guys want to do this with us. Because
it's real. Like it's so real. The FOMO, it hurts my heart a little bit.
It's so good to know that we do such a good job for you guys that you want to keep doing this with us. That really matters the most out of everything. Okay, so well, we've kind of been talking a little bit here and there. We've been kind of commenting on different posts and things that have been out there too, of just this like real clear desire to help women and really want to help women get their voices out there and to build their confidence and to know that they can accomplish anything that they want in this life. And so I just think that you and I have been on that same track for a really long time, and of course we promote men and women, absolutely, but there is a real passion I see in you specifically for women.
Absolutely.
You want to talk a little bit more about that? Yeah.
I think that there's a passion and there's a need for it. I think that women need to hear that they're capable and worthy of achieving success and achieving their dreams. And it's not selfish to go after what they want, to build the meaningful lives that they want. I think that it makes them more present. It makes them give more into the world. It makes them be there more fully for the people around them and to give more to them and to be the example for the people in their lives, for their sons, their daughters, their partners, and everybody around them about, what it is to prioritize yourself. And then you can, give more of yourself in a more authentic way. and when we can bring that light, when we can show up and do for ourselves, we can bring that light to the world. And do we need that right now? Like, we need that light in the world, and we do that by filling ourselves up and being happy and doing the things that we know that we're meant to do, so however I can empower women. And when I help empower women, I help guide them to the choices that they have. I help, guide them to their authenticity. I call it their authentic empowerment, really honing in on the strengths that they have, their talents, understanding what their particular values are, their passions, their dreams, their priorities. These things are unique to them, and the foundation by which they can make decisions in their lives, so they can have that foundation, so they can look back and say, okay, should I take that job? No, it doesn't fit with my values. Should I take this step? Should I do this? Should I make that choice? No, it doesn't fit within the foundation of what I want to achieve, of what's meaningful to me. So I want people to step into this world authentically, so they can have that power and have those choices to live the life that they want to live.
Yeah. Yeah. That's absolutely key. And, I, it's so important for women to have kind of a touch base, someone that they can rely on, somebody that they can just go, hey, am I out of my mind right now with this thing? Is this a completely new, like you and I have talked about? I'm like, okay, what is this hormone stuff going on? Like, what's happening?
Right.
Or whatever, like, because it's not generally very mainstream. We're
Mm-mm.
trying to figure out
Right.
ourselves, and to have somebody like you is, it's not just something that's like, oh, well, that's nice, that's convenient. It's a necessity,
Mm-hmm.
so
Mm-hmm.
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I just
And
want to give a shout out to Lee real quick. Hey, Lee, Michael.
Hi, Lee.
Go ahead, Janet. I'm sorry.
no, I just want, when I'm out there talking and talking in workshops or talking online, it's like, I want people to understand that, I've been there, I am there, I've struggled before, I struggle now, and, I'm trying to work it out. And, I could be that mentor. I can, tell you how I've navigated certain situations. I can tell you how I'm struggling now and the actions that I'm taking to try to overcome some of the challenges that I have now, and we need that community, just like we're talking how you guys have built this author community, right? It's more than just publishing books. It's a community. That community is key, even if it's all, primarily online, or not as close as it might have been in the past. We've got this great tool of the internet, if it works, where we can connect with each other, and we need that so much. That's what we're doing here.
Yeah, that's right. Todd, do we want to hop into the questions for Janet?
Yeah, I'm happy to hop. So,
Hippity hop.
hippity hoppity hop. So, some of the questions. Let's see. First one, Janet, you have over 35 years of experience in the corporate world and 15 years of coaching. Can you share with us what inspired you to transition from the corporate environment to becoming a coach and an author?
Well, I'm still mid transition, so I'm still doing it all, doing both, right? So, I think that, in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, if you go the corporate path, you're learning so much, and you're setting up, and you're setting that foundation. But I think there's this point that comes, where you kind of think, you can go two routes. You can keep on going that path, or, for me, and I think for a lot of people I talk to, it's like, you think, this isn't fulfilling. This isn't what I want anymore, right? And when I talk about that authentic empowerment, it's kind of separating from my values and what I want and my passions. And I found coaching somewhere along the line, and I'm like, oh, that's what I love. And it didn't exactly align with my, day-to-day job responsibilities, but, leave it to me to shoehorn, something that I love into my day-to-day responsibilities. So that's what I've been able to do. And, creating a women's empowerment group within my organization, and then, getting involved in a industry organization where they have conferences, and now I do that. I go to their conferences twice a year, and I put on workshops for them. So, just I'm able to infuse my coaching into the corporate world as I try to set myself up and, launch also, the individual coaching and all the other stuff on the side. So, I think that the universe will present itself when it's the right time to transition. And I've been anxious probably for the last 10, 15 years to transition, right? And it's never been the right time, and I've wanted it to be the right time. And the universe is like, calm down, girl, So, I think the transition will come when the transition comes, and I feel like it's getting closer. But, I feel very lucky, but I think that, it's been a great learning experience. All the lessons that you learn, good and bad, you learn what you want, you learn what you don't want, you learn skills that, you might not otherwise learn. And, it's given me the opportunity to help so many people. Like, you have this like melting pot of people where they need help, and when I started getting my coaching certification, there was this focus on executive coaching. And I'm like, those people get all the resources they need. I don't need to help them. I need to help the everyday guy who actually needs me. Right.
Amen.
So that's who I wanted to help. Like, I knew right away, like, I don't want to help some executive dude, figure out, I don't know, whatever, how to be nicer, because he's a jack, what, you know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I don't want to spend my time doing that. Help him try to get more money, more millions a year. Sorry. I don't want my anger to come out, but
my favorite part is that you immediately there was a thumbs up on that one.
Was there? Oh, sorry.
Well, is he? I mean,
no, it's good. That was people agree with you.
Is he in need of empowerment? Is the question,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I just wanted to give the everyday worker the opportunity to learn how to motivate themselves, how to learn the skills to improve and to be more effective and to get better at their jobs and to learn what they wanted to do. Because you see pockets of people are like, they say they're in the wrong job fit and they're failing at their job, and they could be in the wrong job, bad hires and stuff like that, because they don't know what they want. They don't know how to match their skill sets to the jobs that are in the corporate world. So, I wanted to help those people find job satisfaction. So,
yeah. I love that. One of the things I love most about what you said is how you have leveraged your existing networks and found ways to plug in what you're passionate about doing into the people you already are in touch with. And I like that, because it's something you had already manifested. So it's not, so you could say that it's appropriate to bring what and what you're passionate about into those environments that you're already a part of. And you can already, and of course you can create your coaching and with brand new clientele and things like that too. But I really love that you've sort of leveraged your existing tribes and have found ways to synthesize what you're wanting to be more passionate about with coaching and helping empower people, because there are people in your circles already. You're not having to start exactly from scratch, but you found a way to channel that energy into just whoever's around you. And I think that's a wonderful thing to have done.
Yeah. And the universe, sets things up that you couldn't orchestrate yourself. And I can tell you that I really wanted to light the whole thing on fire and run for the hills, right? But, for whatever reason, and, again, interventions of the universe, I didn't. And, I remained. Maybe the pandemic, kept me, in place. But, it just, everything worked out the way it did beautifully.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it. I feel like I've known you a couple of years now,
Mhm.
and maybe that's true. And I feel like I feel like um, I feel like you're so much more different now than you were when I met you. I mean, you were
I'm
great when I met you, but you feel so agile and so can do and so optimistic and I just wasn't expecting. I wouldn't expect that from anyone
Oh.
to do the kind of leap that I feel that you have done. I'm not a Janet expert or anything, but just watching how you've pulled up your bootstraps and just have made everything work. I mean, damn, that shows some gumption, and I just don't see that very often. And I'm just wowed by how you have showed up. And it's just amazing to me. I'm just really happy for you.
Thank you. I feel lucky with being surrounded by people that have given me opportunities. You and Kira, the people at work. I told my boss about. Well, I mean, she knew about all the things I'm doing on the coaching side and the writing. Like, I came out as a coach. I came out as a writer. Like, I told people my dreams, and she's like, "Hey, I'm the one of the chairs of this women's group in this
Yep.
organization. You want to come do the workshops over here?" I'm like, yeah, I, I'm, and I've just decided to say yes to opportunities and not let the fear get in the way. Because, I mean, what's the worst that can happen? I mean,
Yeah.
I could look foolish, but I don't know. That goes away in a couple days. you know,
Yeah.
really it does.
Yeah.
And that's the beauty about being this age, right? It's like, I've looked really foolish before and I've gotten over it. Like, I've learned, like, it goes away really quick and it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And like you said, it's like, at least I'm putting myself out there, at least I'm trying, you know.
And that counts. It's inspiring. It's
Oh,
inspiring. I just feel a yes from you whenever I talk to you lately. Yeah.
yes.
I'm not even asking a question. All I feel is yes from Janet,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. I'm feeling the same way.
It's a big year for you. I mean, it's the last year of your 30s, things are going to be, you're 39. And I remember when I was that age. So
Yeah.
yeah, a lot
Well,
changes.
and I always say about my age, to let everybody know, I am 56 proudly, because I've earned every damn one of those years. I don't pretend to be any younger than I am. That was a joke, but I am 56 and proud. So I've worked hard, kind of tired sometimes too.
Yeah. And I've read a lot of your story too, and your different chapters and things. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
For sure.
let's head on to the next question for Janet. Your first solo book, The Nature of Transformation, has received critical acclaim. What inspired you to write this book, and what key message do you hope readers take away from it? Will take away from it.
Well, I first, I kept on getting that intuitive hit, right? When I'm sleeping or in meditation, like, right, you got to write. Like, and I think I've always gotten that hit. And so, I started writing my personal stories, like the trauma stuff. It was cathartic. It was kind of like the healing process that I went through. So just writing that out, and that was the first stage of kind of writing The Nature of Transformation. And then, that, and then at the same time going through the coaching certification process. And I wanted people to have a resource that gave them the opportunity to have the tools that I use to kind of heal myself, that I would use as a coach to try and help somebody go through the process to achieve their goals and work through some of the stuff and the limiting beliefs. So I wanted them to have this full toolkit to heal their mind, body, and spirit, to work through some of that stuff. So, and to have something that they can go back to, if they, go back to a season. I organized it by season so they can go back and say, okay, well, I'm struggling with limiting beliefs. Let me go back to spring and kind of work through that process again. Because I think that particularly for women, they don't always prioritize that investment in coaching. So if they feel like they're on the fence about getting coaching, that I wanted them to start with this first, get the book and go through it. I've got coaching questions in there. I've got meditations with mantras and, all of this wrapped up in the inspiration of nature, because nature is so inspiring and nature transforms. You can't stop it. It just naturally transforms, and we are meant to transform as well. You talked about kind of my transformation, and we're all transforming. We can't stop it. And if we try to stop it, that's when the pain comes, right? So I want people to understand that if they watch nature, if they look out and they watch the seasons, or they watch their plants and the flowers come and the flowers die, and it's just going to happen. That's how we are. We're going to transform, and it's beautiful, and it's supposed to happen. Things are supposed to fall away and things are supposed to grow. And I wanted them to be inspired by nature too, and look to nature and their experiences with nature, and find their own kind of symbolism that they can go back in their lives and find it too. So
I love that. I've had several people comment about how they love the setup of the season, the themes, transformation implied with the seasons, as you're talking about, and how it's natural to transform, the nature of transformation. So I literally, like, several people have said, that's so cool that she categorizes it by the seasons, because it's such a beautiful metaphor for that, and it offers that empowerment. And I like how you talked about how it's tough to prioritize the empowerment. That's like the coaching you're going to get is to be empowered to prioritize yourself more. But if you're not yet ready for that, well, at least pick up the book and start reading the questions and reading through it, and start planting the seeds and germinating that, and getting it really going. And then that self-empowerment can yield, your next steps.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Let me show you guys the book, so that you guys can see it. Oh, transformation.
It's right there too. Oh.
Whoops. Is it not coming up? Where are we? There we are. Okay. All right. The Nature of Transformation Comprehensive Life Coaching System, inspired by nature to heal your body, mind, and spirit. So this is what the cover looks like. So if you want to head out there and get your copy, please do so. Janet, I'm not sure if you are selling any copies on your website or anything like that, if you prefer them to go out there. But otherwise, you can find the book, The Nature of Transformation, out on Amazon.com. You've got it in Kindle version as well as paperback.
Yeah. No, just get it through Amazon. I took that picture, by the way. That's at the poppy fields in Antelope Valley.
All right.
Yep. She was like, "Can I do?" And I was like, "We don't normally."
For you.
So, but I love that cover. I love this book. It is really wonderfully done. It's very wonderfully formatted in a way that it helps people kind of move through each section of their experience and connecting with nature in that way. So it is very, very cool. So I highly recommend anyone picking this up, especially our girlfriends out there. It could be a really good girlfriend gift as well, knowing that somebody's like working through something and maybe they're like, I'm not quite ready to start hiring a coach yet or whatever. Well, at least you've got a coach in a box right here. And that's a good first step. And then after that you hire Janet.
I'll have to say a little plug for my publishers. Like, you guys are great partners, like so supportive and working with your authors, and you're the strong backbone to, I always tell the story, and you guys are sick of me hearing this, or
not at all. Tell me more.
I was working with Todd, and I was, he was like, when are you going to be ready? Like, when are you going to be ready to publish? And I go, I don't know. He's like, how many words have you written? I'm like only 50,000. He's like, girl, you're ready. He's like, what are you waiting for? And I'm like, oh, well, and I was pushing out the date. He's like, why? Like what's going to happen between now and then that you're, so, I mean, it's that loving push, and it's that, because when you write a book, when you write anything, I mean, when you write a chapter for your collaboration book, that's like bleeding onto a page, that's fine. But when you write a book yourself, like, you're taking out your internal organs and you're putting it, it's a little bit more, right? And so, like, you have somebody who's really taking that loving care and that you can trust with your work, and it's so important, because you do feel like you've just bled out and given your internal organs to somebody, and you're like, oh, take care of them, and they do, and so I appreciate that so much. So
thank you. Thank you for saying that. I'm going to put that on a stitch it on a pillow.
You can put it on a mug.
On it with my heart and be like, we did good job.
A little image with internal organs coming out of a book. I don't know. No, maybe not. Yeah. I'm not a marketer.
There you go. All right. So let's see. Moving on to the next question, Todd.
Yes, I was actually curious about this. I'm glad that we have it written down as a question, because I wanted to naturally move into this next, and it sure as heck, it's right here. So your tagline is empowering women, transforming lives. Can you elaborate on how your coaching methods and business strategies specifically aim to empower women and help them to achieve their goals?
Yeah, I talked about the authentic empowerment, getting people to feel really solid in their authentic power. And I was talking at the workshop that I did in Portland in May, and the significance about this year in particular, this is the 50-year anniversary of women's ability to have the legal right to have a bank account, to have a loan in her name, and all. My mom, I was 6 years old. This is in my lifetime. I was 6 years old. My mom was 36. By having the ability to have her own bank account, it gave her options. It gave her power. And it's just been like sticking with me, that this need for us to ensure that we step into our power, that we maintain our power, that we continue to work towards maintaining our power. So that's, kind of my mission, is that if people are letting their power slip away, I want them to grab it back. I was coaching somebody, and I won't get into many details, but she was in a relationship that wasn't healthy for her. And she was in a job that had no upward mobility, and she was relying financially on somebody, and she had no options. So I was coaching her to, figure out how she can create career options, a career strategy. She can make whatever choices she wants in her life and her relationship in the future, but just make sure she has options. Just make sure that as you live your life that you can make options that are in your best interest. So that's what I try to coach women to do, is that, develop a career strategy, make sure that you are managing your financial, vitality very well, that you are kind of working towards that kind of independence. So I really work with women on career strategies and creating a vision for their lives, but I also want them, I don't want people to be, that corporate go-getter if that's not what they want. If they want to do that, that's fine too. We can do that too. I can get you there too, but I want them to be authentic to what they want, right? If they want to, be an entrepreneur, or if they want to, balance home responsibilities with, making money. Like, I want them to be able to make the decisions that they want, that make them happy, that align with their values and priorities. So making sure to coach them and work with them in a way that they're building a life that they love and they desire, while also ensuring that they have options, that ensuring that they are maintaining their power. So
I love that. So it's giving them, helping to give themselves permission, and helping them to see that there are options. I mean, those are great ways to get out of stuck patterns and out of victimhood, is to have a coach help us realize that we have options and that we can pursue them, and they can be things that we like. That's
absolutely.
Why not? Why can't they be? Sometimes we need to be walked through that.
Absolutely, it should be. We shouldn't, I don't think that work should be we shouldn't be doing things that we hate. Maybe we're not doing things all the time that we're, that's our purpose in life, or it should be generally enjoyable, right? I mean, we can't work is work, right? I mean, it's trading time for money. It can't always be, the best thing in the world. There are things that I hate doing. Taxes, cheese, seriously. Like, I hate that stuff. But, so there's so many things about work that we all hate, but we got to do it, right? And so, it's not always pleasurable, but, we got to do things and hopefully we don't hate it that much all the time, but we're doing things that we love a lot of the times, and we're doing things that we're passionate in some of the time in our lives. Like, I always talk about how I'm passionate about photography. I'm not good at it. I took the picture on the cover of my book, but I have a friend who is a trained photographer. She messes with the settings. I'm a point and shoot girl. Like, I'm not going to learn all the settings and adjust. Like, I'm not going to. I don't have the brain capacity, and I'm not taking on more than I want. Like, I'm just not. But when I do it, I'm passionate about it. I go out and shoot nature. I love it. I lose myself, and it fills my spirit. Like, that's what I love. We got to do things that we're passionate about too. So, having that full roundedness of a person is so critical.
Yeah. And also, to speak to that, to not force ourselves to be experts at something we enjoy doing, then we suck the life out of it,
That's right.
I mean, yeah, you could get better at photography if you wanted to, but if you're not doing it joyfully, I mean, you would end up hating photography,
Yeah. And I'm okay, like, saying, like, I'm just never going to be that, and I'm fine with it. I just want to enjoy it.
Yeah, I love that. It sounds like a book title. I'm never going to be that, and I'm fine with that.
I'm gonna write that down.
And then the subtitle needs to be something like "Your Guide to Letting Yourself Off the Hook." Something like that.
Your guide to sucking.
Your guide to sucking.
Your guide to sucking. Yeah, I love that.
That would be fun. I've considered writing several books that were just meant to be nonsensical, or just the opposite kind of advice. That would be very fun. Or I thought of writing a book. I don't think I'm going to do this, but I told this to Kira, because I'm always coming up with book titles and book ideas and stuff. I thought of writing a book only drunk, like, don't write any part of it unless you're drinking. And then that way you're really going to get some truth about, but problem is I don't drink anymore. So
Oh,
It's
gonna
Ernest
take a long time to
Hemingway
write.
come to life.
we got all kinds of silly ideas.
Yeah. He has a whole list in his phone of all these different types of book titles that he just comes up with randomly when we're out.
Randomly.
And,
Yeah.
and some of them are
Yeah.
really funny and some of them are super solid, like
I
doable.
guess, that's a good example for the photography. It's like just coming up with the different ideas. If I were to really qualify each and every one, it would get so mental and boring that it wouldn't be any fun. But if I write down the silly ideas too, I really invite that creativity to just flow. And I think that's the name of the game, is allowing yourself to get into that flow where instead of, and just enjoy that flow instead of hijacking it mentally and making it having to result in something in particular, like a predefined
That's so important. It's something that I struggle with, the flow, like having the fun in the work stuff. Like, the flow is what I'm going to get into the flow, and then I get too serious about the flow.
Yeah, right. Oh man, I totally can relate to that. Yeah.
Get into the flow, dang it.
Yeah. Totally.
Do it right now. It's what is Alan Watts calls it, he said it's like the biggest catch-22 is spontaneous play, or what does it say? Oh shoot, I can't remember. Spontaneous play, but it's like it's an oxymoron. Like they don't go together. You can't intentionally play. It's spontaneous. It happens naturally.
Yeah. It's probably there's a quote that I can think of that it's like, spontaneity is a good thing, but it should be planned for very carefully. Something like that.
I love it. I'm not a very spontaneous person. Like, I'm a planner.
Yeah.
I plan for my plan. And like, sometimes you just got to you got to stop. You got to stop.
Yeah. Got to create. Just want to give a shout out to Patricia Hayes, Kenny Jaworski, and Marianne Wolf for watching with us. Thanks for watching. Please say hi to us in the comments if you're hanging out. What else was I going to say? Oh, shoot. Oh, there was another quote, because I like quotes. But I actually posted on my Facebook page, and basically it was something around, it was a Gary Sinek quote that said, greatness is outrageous creativity meets somebody who knows how to get things done. And I feel like that's like the quintessential perfect explanation for what we do at As You Wish with people who just want to create. We say, you express, we handle the rest. Like, I'm not going to make you bog you down in any of the stuff. Just get people on your side. Let's do a good review and get some, launch stuff going, but we're going to handle all that other stuff, nuts and bolts of getting a real book published and done. So I'm glad you brought that up a little bit earlier too. And I will just take a pause here and just say, hey, if you want to write with us, no FOMO, like Beth said, no FOMO this time.
No FOMO.
No FOMO on this one. If you want to write with us, we have a book open called Guided by Spirit. And you can go out to asyouwishpublishing.com/we write, because I don't know how to spell collaboration anymore. I'm like, how do I? So we write. Go out to asyouwishpublishing.com/we write and sign up. It's $197 for the base thing, and you will have a chapter in a book that is something that will last you beyond your lifetime. This is something that goes, yes, see the books behind her. she has done well. She is. And so, a lot of our authors come back many, many times over because they trust us. And we are grateful that they trust us with their words and with their wisdom and what they want to share. And we want to amplify that. We want to bring that out into this world. So Janet is one of our rock star authors who's been with us for a very long time. And she trusted us with the biggest thing, which is her own book, her own solo book. And I can't begin to express how much that means to Todd and I. We are a 2 family with a 2 dog household, and we are doing this together. This is a family owned business since 2017, and we have it's been ups and downs, especially through the pandemic. But our authors, many of our authors have stuck with us because they continue to see that nothing has changed. Our quality and how we present and what we do, and the only thing that has changed is that we're offering more things like Barnes and Noble and all these other things that are really important for our authors as well to get their book out there even more. So I just wanted to give that quick little plug because Janet loves us. and she lets us do a little plug. So please go out to asyouwishpublishing.com/we write. We'd love to have you in our next book.
You won't regret it.
You won't regret it. It's fun. All right, let's go to the next thing, Janet. Upcoming retreats and workshops. So you did, I don't know if you mentioned the Iowa retreat. But it's focusing on manifesting desires, and your workshops currently being private corporate events. Can you tell us more about these events and how interested individuals can get involved in future workshops?
Sure. I'm doing the Iowa retreat the first weekend in November with Elias Patras. He's been published with you before, and he'll be in.
He's wonderful. We love him.
Yeah. He's done, I think he said over 50 retreats. I don't know. He's like an expert in all this stuff. So we're doing it on manifesting. It's going to be so much fun, and he's just got so much energy. And, I think we're going to blend both of our mojos together, and I think it's going to be very powerful. And then I do these corporate workshops, and I do them also for affinity groups and women's groups and mentoring groups. And so they reach out to me, and people reach out to me to do them for other groups. And so, if people have or are members of different groups, they reach out to me. So I'm always open to that. But for the retreat with Elias, they're pinned at the top of my pages, all of my social medias under Janet Zavala Coaching, everywhere. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, blah, 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 everywhere. It's Janet Zavala Coaching. So, that's that. And then my website is janetsavalacoaching.com. You can reach out to me there. I'm just doing those. And
awesome. I'm gonna put that up here.
Like, was that the question? I don't know.
That was it.
I've been up since 3:45 this morning, so I feel like I've pulled an all-nighter already.
Bless your heart. Oh my God.
Speaking of pulling an all-nighter, you were talking about passion before and empowering people and to do what they want to do. One of the things that I like to do is write books. That's kind of how I give back to the community, is to give empowerment with what I've learned or what Kira and I have learned and share that back for people who want to do the same thing. And one cool thing about passion is that you can do it even when you're exhausted. Like, we should take breaks of course, but there have been times when I'm pissed off and I'm still willing to write and I'm creative, not very often. There are times when I just feel like exhausted and I'm still willing to do it, and it's just amazing because that creativity can actually, that passion and creativity can actually help neutralize whatever kind of stuff you're feeling at that time, not to run from it per se, but to balance it in a way. So I think it's really, really cool to see how we show up when we're passionate about something and how that doesn't matter, how the other things might not matter so much when we know that we want to do something. Like Abraham Hicks would say, if you if you would do it for free, then you really love to do it, you know. So, and if you're doing any kind of community service where you don't get anything back per se, and you really are passionate about doing it just because it makes you feel good and it helps people, well, that's a really great thing to do for your creativity and just for your enjoyment and just raising the tide. You know, a raising tide lifts all boats kind of thing. So I just want to emphasize that any kind of empowerment work like what Janet offers to help people do more of what they give themselves permission to do more of what they want to do, it's not going to be as much of a chore as they might think. You know, once you start giving yourself permission to feel passionate about something, you're going to feel wind come into your sails more often. You're going to feel yourself being supported. It's not something else that you add to your to-do list. Now I got to give myself permission. Oh, darn it. You know, no, that's a good thing. That is a good thing. And once we actually do that, usually under the guidance of a coach, because that's a limitation we're getting out of, then we get lighter. We feel better. And then things start to open up more. Then you feel momentum. And that's the kind of thing that happens when you pick something that you're passionate about. It can really shift your energy and get momentum going in any.
Yeah. And it's so true. I knew I was tired and I'd be tired, but I knew I would enjoy this conversation. And when we first met years ago, I might be nervous about this conversation, but I knew that I would have more fun with this. And I was looking forward to the conversation. You know, I'm like, before I'd be like, what will I sound like? What should I say? Like, and worried about my answers, blah, blah, blah. But now it's like, I'm just going to enjoy the conversation and have fun, right? Because it's, you know, it's just talking with my friends now.
There you go. And sometimes your friends are there and sometimes they're not.
Sometimes they disappear on me.
But you know they love you.
And then they come back.
Where did it freeze? Where did it freeze?
You stopped talking pretty quickly. I could hear you stop about the same time you froze.
Well, it stopped right on the crescendo because I said passion, empowerment, and that's why you want to talk to Janet Zavala at janetZavalacoaching.com. That's where I stopped.
Yay!
That was the money piece of it. Yeah.
So yeah, work with Janet.
Work with me.
Janet. Work with Janet. We got her on here. JanetZavalaCoaching.com. We did have a couple more questions for you. We were kind of late to start here, but I do want to ask you specifically about your future plans and goals for 2025 and beyond. And what are some of those goals and projects, especially in terms of expanding your workshops and online presence? How do you envision continuing to make a positive impact in the lives of your clients and your readers?
I think it's full steam ahead, right? That's kind of been my mode. And I think the next things that I really plan on doing is I'm planning some webinars that I want to put out there. So a series of webinars that I'll make available. And then I think mid-year next year, I want to offer a course. I want to spend more time writing. Gosh, I would really love to write another book, you know.
Okay.
I know.
I would very much like to publish another book by the lovely Janet Zavala.
Yeah. So it's just more workshops and working with people one-on-one and just making more of an impact and working with people. I think that, you know, I think that there will be some, you know, women affinity groups and mentoring groups that I'll do some pro bono work with and for, and just continuing to help empower women. I think that we are at a period of time where this is needed more than ever. And I think that I would feel like a fraud and I wouldn't be authentic if I didn't talk about kind of like the critical time that we are at in our lives and in this country. If, you know, I didn't talk about how we need to stand up and claim our power at this time in our life. So, I want to make sure that my voice is heard, that every woman's voice is heard, and that we're standing up and supporting one another and having that community. So that's kind of where I see myself in the next, 6 months, 18 months, is just kind of full steam ahead.
Love it. Yeah.
That kind of passion attracts abundance. That kind of zest for life is what just attracts abundance. People always talk about manifestation. That's it. You're passionate. Energy supports you.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. And I agree about all your other points. This is the time to be doing that. And I think if you are a woman, especially, stand up and talk. I mean, you don't have to get political per se, but stand up and empower, stand and deliver however you feel it, because other people need to see. Am I okay to say this, Kira? Other women need to see women standing up and talking right now. Is that okay?
I think so.
Okay.
Todd always double checks with me to make sure he's not being a man.
No, I love that.
That's
no,
so weird.
I think that's very
respectful.
I think that's very respectful, and I love that. And yeah, I think that's,
we need as many examples as possible right now.
Yeah. Agreed. And we also
however you can try to be an example.
And we also need to see men supporting women.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In that, just you saying that and saying that to us and saying we're leaders in our communities, whether it's a big community or a small community, and so hearing someone hearing a man supporting a woman's right to everything is the most important thing, I think, because then that shows an example to men, of even a better way to be. So it's just, it's good. I think that's very, very good, Todd, for sure.
Okay, great. Every person is a leader. Every woman is a leader. If you have a family, you're a leader to your family. If you have a job, you're a leader to your coworkers and subordinates. You don't have to be in a leadership role, but you can demonstrate leadership by being an example and setting a standard that is similar to like what Janet is doing in terms of the content may change, but at least you're letting yourself be seen and shining a positive example of inspiration. That's it. That's enough. That's enough. And it's not any one person. It's everyone who is strategically placed, just like Janet is in her networks, that because there are people in those networks that need to see Janet being that shining example so that they can be a shining example for the people in their networks. I mean, it doesn't take much to get a spark going, it doesn't take much. And that can be enough. Just that little spark of light can be enough to really wake people up and to get them to be an example to other people as well. It doesn't take much,
Yeah, for sure. And I think we can have conversations like this without, because we all have the fear of being divisive and all the things, right? And and I think we can have conversations like this and not be divisive and not have all of the hate and anger. We can have conversations and bring the light and bring the love to it and the empowerment and all the things, right? And because lots of frustrating things going on, but we can also be strong and bring the love and bring the strength and all the things. And
and I agree. And I'm always an advocate of being, as much as I can remember, always be for things, not against things. So you might see things that you don't like, but then you can say, okay, I see that. Now I'm going to be for this, right? And direct to that, which is empowerment and all these inspiring and positive things. However people feel the urge to shine, that's such an example.
Yeah,
so
it reminds me of the Abraham Hicks thing where it says, when you notice the contrast, you're launching rockets of desire. And those rockets of desire are human rights, women's rights. All of my rockets are flying. They've been flying for the last few weeks. And so we have to see what we don't want in some regard to know that there needs to be something better. So you're holding up, and all of us, ladies and men, who are light bringers in this world, and who are energy workers in this world, and we're holding a thread, and I think we could drop our thread pretty easy if we go against too much in our energy. And I noticed myself going that direction quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, I'm still fine with that. I'm still kind of fine with that. But I did know that I'm way more powerful than that. Janet, you're more powerful than that. My girlfriends are way more powerful than that. The other light bringers of this world, and the people that write in our books and all that stuff, they're way more powerful than that. And I know that as we come together, holding up our threads and going, no, I really feel connected to the truth here. And this is what the truth is. And I really think that's going to make all the difference, Yeah.
And another thing I like about what we're talking about is that when you see a potential to inspire people, you can ignite yourself and go beyond your limitations, because something bigger is happening, and that something bigger, which has such an impact on so many people prospectively, can really help us go beyond our own personal limitations and extend ourselves a little further in how we are meant to inspire people. And I just, it's in the same vein as everything we're saying, but it's like, before I was afraid to start a business. Well, now maybe is the right time. And maybe there's a little bit more incentive to get things started now. Why not now?
Yeah. Do it now. Yeah. Write the book now. Get the book published now. Write from your heart now. Those things are so important, because these are our legacies. These are the things that we leave behind. And I want to clarify something, because I didn't say this very well. It's not that Ty comes to me when he wants to find out if he's being a man. It's not what I meant. I meant he never, ever, ever wants to offend anyone or say anything, or say something that's not actually in alignment with what he's thinking. Because sometimes we say things incorrectly, and we're like, no, that's not what I meant. And we're all three on the Myers-Briggs INFJs, and we have a different language. We really, really have a different language as INFJs. So us three could talk and talk and talk and talk, and somebody listening in on that conversation would be like, what? What are you talking? We've had to learn how to communicate with the other personality types.
It never occurred to me that somebody wouldn't understand what occurred. I understood.
So I always want to make sure, he always makes to make sure that he is not going to harm anyone. And that again is a testament to how amazing he is. He's my light bringer in this world, my Todd Schaefer.
Love it.
And I knew what you meant by your language. It wasn't offensive or anything.
All right. So I guess we can wrap it up. I don't know why we would.
Or we can go on for the next 3 hours. Whatever. Potato.
Let's do the webinar now.
Visit Janet, JanetZavalaCoaching.com. Please get some of her information, connect with her, learn about her, get her book, The Nature of Transformation. Do it today. Do not hesitate. You will be happy you did. And if you would like to write and be in a published book, a real life book, that we are actually launching one this week called Finding Your Path. #1 bestseller across the board. Amazing. Our authors have been tremendous support of this book, and they've been out there getting it out there. More than 30 5-star reviews. So it is rocking right now. So thank you for all the support of Finding Your Path. So if you want to do that with us, Guided by Spirit, do it. No FOMO. Guided by Spirit is out here at asyouwishpublishing.com/we-write. And if you do hit that collaboration one, it'll take you to the same place. So we would love to have you. Yes, Todd.
I want to say one other thing.
Yes.
We have our towering examples of people who have done big things, like Marianne Williamson and the bigger authors and things like that who have been doing this for decades. It's different. It's more inspiring, and it is more empowering when you see people who are earlier on in the process, like Janet, who has been doing this a long, long time, but a newer author, and stepping out in her own way in her business and showing up in a different way in her existing networks. That has, I think, a very profound, inspirational, and empowering impact for those people, because she is more accessible to them, So that's why I say leadership starts with you and your family and your workplace. And if you're just making the effort, however you feel led to make that difference, it's so much more powerful, because that person is virtually a peer, maybe they're a half step ahead or they're a peer. And when someone is a peer or just, the only difference is maybe they just have decided to start doing something, maybe. And then that sends such a bigger empowering message to the people, because that person's so much more accessible to them, in my opinion. And I think that's a lot tougher to dismiss than somebody who is traveling the world and like a Marianne Williamson, right? She's awesome. I love Marianne, but I could say, well, that may not be as much of a big deal for me, because that message is really far out there, even though I love the writing. But when it's somebody who I know who's doing it, oh shit, I better get my shit together. I better, or either that, or wow, I'm really inspired because I know that person. I know Janet, and she's stepping up and doing what she can. So it really does make a difference, even at the community level, even at the family level, even at the job level. I mean, that's how this stuff spreads, is by people standing up and doing what Janet is doing.
So awesome.
Janet, did you have anything you wanted to close up with our talk here?
I don't know what I could say after that. You guys are awesome. I just love talking to you guys and you guys' support and the community and all of this stuff. And I think everything you said is right, Todd. I think that, when you do things, when you pursue your dreams, when you write the book, when you do the things that you are passionate about, you inspire so many people. It just gives other people permission to do what they want to do. So don't stop. Don't let your dreams go by the wayside. The longer you wait, the further they get out of reach. So do it now. Do it now.
Awesome. Janet, as always, a pleasure. I adore you. You're the best. I'm just so lucky. We are so lucky that we have met some of the most amazing people that have chosen us to write with and to do this work with. And you guys really are an inspiration to us. And so every day we are incredibly grateful to all of you to say, wow, this is such a unique work. It's such a unique thing. I was thinking about today. I was like, publishing books. Who does that? How did we do this? And almost 8 years in, and it's like, I wouldn't want to do anything else. I'm stuck on it. I'm just stuck on it in a good way. So, okay, we'll go ahead and end here. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. I just see Jeannie Soverin's out here. Hey, Jeannie. And Lee, Michael, and Patricia, and Beth, and Kenny, and Mary Ann, thank you for joining us live. And Janet, thank you for being here. Todd, I'll see you in a minute because I'm hungry. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Thanks, Janet.
Thanks.
Oops, I'll keep you. I'm hitting the wrong buttons. I know what I'm doing. Don't go anywhere.